Congress has appropriated and given $80 million to the State Department, which is, of course, run by Russia-connected friend of Vladimir Putin, Secretary of State Rex Tillerson. The point of that $80 million was to fight Russian propaganda and misinformation. Uh-oh, I could see how this could be a little bit problematic. Secretary of State Rex Tillerson is not interested in using that money. Why doesn't Rex want to use that money? Well, according to a former senior State Department official in a conversation with Politico, Tillerson's spokesman, R.C. Hammond, suggested to Tillerson that actually using the $80 million to counter Russian disinformation and propaganda would make Moscow very angry. This money came from a project last year initially meant to counter ISIS propaganda, and it then expanded to include Russia in light of the meddling in our election. Dating back to February, State Department officials were trying to get Tillerson to use the $60 million from the Pentagon Department of Defense that were allocated, 20 million more that were allotted within the State Department. That's a total of $80 million. Some of this money will straight up expire if it is not transferred soon by Tillerson. This is crazy, Pat. This would be like the Pentagon turning down $80 million to protect the United States right after 9/11. I mean, Russia just attacked the sovereignty and independence of our elections with a very powerful and well-crafted and calculated and executed disinformation and information warfare campaign. And Tillerson's got $80 million available to try to prevent that from happening in the future. And according to his spokesperson, he doesn't want to do it because it might anger the people we're trying supposedly to protect ourselves from.
And it's not like Tillerson is in control of the budget and, bringing these funds out from some other role that the State Department could play.
Yeah.
I mean, Congress is footing the bill here, and he has every decision as to how strongly he wants to execute this plan, right?
Sure.
Whether he wants to really go anti-Russia or just a little bit.
I'm sort of confused because Russia used to be afraid of angering the United States, and now we've got the strong leader in the White House who's going to get things done. And it seems he's the one who's afraid of angering Russia. Times have really changed. And this is only part of the disaster, by the way, that is Tillerson's State Department. There are 200 unfilled senior positions in the State Department. Tillerson also has said that he's not happy about this new Russian sanctions bill, which prevents Trump from preventing new sanctions or from lifting existing sanctions on Russia. If Russia isn't creating this propaganda, as Vladimir Putin claims, then why would this anger the Russian government, right? If you're Russia and you're like, yeah, we're not doing any of this stuff we're accused of doing, then you would kind of not really be affected by the State Department trying to prevent future interference because you're not doing any interference.
And Tillerson has a role in this, being the former CEO of ExxonMobil. I mean, they had a $500 billion deal in the works with Russia.
Oh, yeah.
Sanctions are going to get in the way of that. And remember, Tillerson got that Russian Order of Friendship. I mean, that's going to have to be null and void at this point.
The picture that's over my shoulder here, I believe, is from when Rex Tillerson received the Russian Order of Friendship medal from Vladimir Putin. And he's wearing that medal there and shaking hands with the filthy rich Russian leader. Wow. Quite an interesting picture. This, folks, this man right here, who has just been awarded in this picture a Medal of Friendship by Vladimir Putin, that is our Secretary of State rejecting $80 million to prevent Russia from interfering in future elections. Let's take a break. We'll talk to Terry Kogan, law professor Terry Kogan, next about Donald Trump's attempt to ban transgender military service members. Today's program is made possible in part by Gamefly, which is sort of like Netflix for video games. They've got over 8,000 new and classic games for Xbox One, Xbox 360, PS4, PS3, Wii, and a bunch of other platforms. And you can also stream games. You don't even need a gaming console or a computer because you can stream games through your Amazon Fire Stick or Roku box and then use your mobile phone as the controller. You can play as many games as you want for one monthly fee. And if you find some games you want to keep, you can buy them for a low used price, never with due dates or late fees. And our audience can get a 30-day free trial at gameflyoffer.com/TDPS. The games are shipped directly to you with return envelopes included, no contracts, and you can also stream the games. I think I mentioned that. You can also rent games through the mobile app. Get a free 30-day trial for David Pakman Show viewers and listeners and support our show at gameflyoffer.com/TDPS.